Taxi to runway 35 right. Via
China
Bravo.
Southern 6510, line up and wait,
heavy.
runway 35 right. Air China 45902, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Air China Freight 1031 heavy, taxi to runway 35 left. Pangyo Man Ha. Hey everyone, Gilby here, and we're back for another episode of Tower Simulator 3. Today we are heading to the newest airport that has been released in the game, Shanghai Pudong International Airport in Shanghai, China. This was just released. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I've had a quick look at Flight Radar at the moment with the current meta, and we've got everything coming in on 3-4 right and 3-4 left, so we're going to do the same. We're going to do a 9 AM stint, of which it is 9 AM on the 13th of March, Friday the 13th. Not superstitious, so this should be a really good flight. We'll be using Nerge's design, airport database and airplane set. Let's jump in and get started. Okay, so here we are at Shanghai Pudong International Airport. As you can see directly in front of us, there is a rather large terminal that looks like the letter H, with gates running all the way down. I think this is probably the domestic terminal, and I can see that it has been detailed. There's seats and things inside. It looks like the domestic terminal. We've got Air Junyao, we've got China Eastern, we've got, is that Shanghai Air? Yep, we've got Shanghai Air in the middle. So there's a few gates and things here. Shanghai Air, China Eastern. Yeah, so this is probably their domestic. You've got some ramp down the side there as well. I can see lots of nav lights, so this is going to be fun. Nice. Got open space up here. I'm assuming this is cargo, but there's nothing populated there at the moment. Air Junyao, back to the tower and turn around. We've got a lot more. So we've got China Eastern, we've got Air Junyao. You can see some China Eastern. There's a Cathay there. So Japan Air, Korean Air, lots of China Eastern. So I would say that this or both is international terminal. And again, we've got ramps down that way. I've set up a couple of cameras around the place. We've got F7 on top of the tower. F8 is south facing north. We have got F9 up above the cargo. I didn't realize there's planes along here as well. China Eastern, wow, there's a lot. And we've got F10. Yeah, this definitely looks like the international terminal because we've got a Swiss, we've got a Garuda, Air Junyao. Yeah, cool. Cool. All right, let's head back to the tower, open up our 8airs. So there are 4 runways. The 5th is still under construction, so it's not actually in use. We will be ignoring that at the moment. We will be getting everything in on 3-4 left and 3-4 right, not discriminating between them. I did notice that there was some local GA traffic that was coming in on 3-5 right. At the moment, I think 3-5 left is out of operation due to some construction work. So it's quite interesting, but let's hit play and see what's in store. I can see lots of nav lights, so I'm anticipating this is going to get quite busy. I think we are facing south at the moment. I can't work out where to actually start. Where should I be?
Pudong ground, Shanghai Air 90217 with information Golf, requesting push and start.
Shanghai Air 90217, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Shanghai Air 90217.
We've got a max 8 to start the episode off. I'm really looking forward to when Shanghai, Western Sydney
push and start.
opens up their virtual ATC. It's going to be amazing. Hainan 7726, pushback approved, facing south. This is the second
facing south.
Chinese airport that I have played in the game and showcased on the channel. The first one was Shenzhen, which was absolutely crazy, and that was a community airport. So this is the first Chinese feelthere airport, official airport. So if you haven't seen the Shenzhen live stream, do go and watch it on playback. It is available in the channel. Air Junyao 1607 heavy, pushback approved, facing south. It is quite foggy
Pushback approved facing
at
south. Air Junyao 1607 heavy.
Shanghai at the moment. I did watch a live cam earlier, and it is quite hazy there. I was also watching the SID Squad team that normally film Sydney Airport. They're currently in Incheon in Korea, and it's very hazy there as well, so must be something in the air.
Pudong ground.
Air Junyao 1175, pushback approved, facing south. Air Junyao 21905, pushback approved, facing south. You can see that the terminals are all detailed in there as well.
Air Junyao 1175.
Shanghai Air 90217, taxi to runway 35 right.
Pushback approved facing south. Air Junyao 21905.
So we will be
Taxi
getting everybody to
35
right.
Shanghai Air 90217.
I think 35 left is
Pudong
closed
ground.
for construction at the moment.
7726 ready to taxi.
Air China 9021, pushback approved, facing south. You should be able to get out
Pushback approved facing south.
the other side of the terminal
Air
over
China
there.
9021.
Hainan 7726, taxi to the intersection of Bravo and Lima 22. No.
Taxi and hold at the
Hainan
intersection of Taxiway Bravo
7726,
and
taxi
Lima 22.
to the
Hainan
intersection of
7726.
Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4.
Taxi
Air
and hold
China
at the
4592,
intersection of Taxiway
pushback
Alpha
approved,
and
facing
Tango
south.
4 via Tango 4. Hainan 7726.
Hopefully you're not in the way. Oh, we've
Pushback
got an
approved
arrival on the
facing
way
south.
in.
Air China 4592.
Pudong ground. Air Junyao 1607 heavy ready to taxi.
Yep, you're doing your thing, you're doing your thing. This is
Pudong Tower,
good.
Yangtze River 7565 on final 34
China
right.
Southern 6510, pushback approved, facing north. I can see you. I can see your tail there.
Pushback approved facing north. China Southern 6510.
Yangtze River 7565, cleared to land, runway 34 right. This is the first time I'm playing
Clear to
this,
land,
so
runway 34
I'm
right,
hoping we're
Yangtze
going to be
River
able to
7565.
differentiate between the arrivals and departures.
Pudong ground. Air Junyao 1175 ready to taxi.
Air Junyao 1175, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Air Junyao
Via Tango
1175.
4.
Pudong ground. Air Junior 21905 ready to taxi.
Air China 9021, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Tango 2.
Taxi to runway 35
Shanghai
right
Air
at Bravo 1 via
9217,
Tango
cleared
2.
for takeoff runway
Air China
35 right.
9021.
Off you go.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Shanghai
Air
Air
Junior
9017.
1607 Heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Tango 2. Air Junior 21905, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Tango 2.
Taxi to
Air
runway
China
35 right via
4592,
Tango 2.
taxi to
Air Junior
runway
1607
35 right
Heavy.
via Tango 2. China Eastern 5331 Heavy, pushback approved, facing south. It's flowing beautifully. Hopefully it stays this way.
Bravo 1 via Tango 2. Air Junior 21905.
Hopefully it stays this way.
Taxi to runway 35
First
right
departure.
via Tango 2. Air China 45902.
Pushback approved facing south. China Eastern 5331 Heavy.
Airspring 8715, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Airspring 8715.
Off
Pudong
goes
ground.
the
Air China
Max
9021
8.
ready to taxi.
Goes down the runway
China
quite a
Southern
bit.
462 heavy on final 34 left.
China Southern 462 Heavy, cleared to land runway 34 left. Moving,
Cleared to
moving.
land, runway 34 left.
China Southern
462 heavy.
6510, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Thank you.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Southern
Shanghai Air
6510.
in its max 8 is up.
Pudong ground. Air China 45902 ready to taxi.
Cool.
Ah, dang, the buttons are jammed.
Ah, dang, the buttons are
Pudong
jammed.
ground. China Southern 6510 ready to taxi.
Shanghai Air 9217, contact departure. Okay.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
Air Junior
Shanghai Air
1175, taxi
9217. Good
to
day.
runway 35 right at Bravo 2. Negative.
Negative.
Papa 2.
Taxiway not found. Air Junior 1175.
Air Junior 1175, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. Air Junior 1175.
Interesting, I didn't realise you could do that.
Pudong Tower. China Eastern 9016 on final 34 left.
China Eastern 5331 Heavy, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Airspring 8715, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Cool, so you're
Taxi and hold
clear.
at the intersection of Taxiway
You're
Alpha
clear.
and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Eastern 5331 Heavy.
China Eastern 9016, cleared to land, runway 34 left. First arrival coming down.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway
Well, that
Alpha
was a late-
and Tango 4 via
late
Tango
touch.
4. Airspring 8715.
Okay. China Eastern 5041 Heavy, pushback approved, facing south. An A330-300.
Cleared to land. Runway
Okay.
34 left. China Eastern 9016.
Air China 9021, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Pushback approved facing south. China Eastern 5041 Heavy.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35 right. Air China 9021.
Yangtze River 7565, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Echo
China
and
Southern
Romeo 4.
6510,
Yangtze River
taxi to
7565.
runway 35 right at Papa 2.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. China Southern 6510.
Air Junior 1607 Heavy, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Air Junior 1607 Heavy.
Off you
Pudong
go.
ground. Airspring 8715 ready to taxi.
China Eastern 5331 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right.
Taxi to runway 35 right. China Eastern 5331 heavy.
Airspring 8715, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. Airspring 8715.
Airspring 8715, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha. Airspring 8715.
Pudong ground. China
China
Eastern
Eastern
5331 heavy ready to taxi.
541 heavy, pushback approved, facing south. China Eastern 56901, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. China Eastern
Air
541
Junior
heavy.
1175, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Air China 9021, contact departure. Air China Freight 1031 heavy, pushback approved, facing south. China Eastern 5041 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo. Air Junior 21905, line up and wait, runway 35 right.
Pushback approved facing south.
Yangtze
China
River
Eastern
7565, cross runway 34 left. China Southern 462 heavy, taxi to the intersection of Papa 6 and Alpha via Tango 4 Alpha. Hainan 7726, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2.
Line up and wait. Runway 35 right.
Air Junior
1175,
1175, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Shanghai departure on 124.05. Air China 9021.
Air Junior 1175, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Air Junior 1607 heavy, contact departure. Okay, so you're moving.
Pushback approved facing south. Air China Freight 1031
Air
heavy.
Junior 21905, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Air China 45902, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Yangtze River 7565, taxi to terminal via Echo Lima 22. China Eastern 56901, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Bravo.
Taxi to runway 35 right via
China
Bravo.
Southern 6510, line up and
5041
wait,
heavy.
runway 35 right. Air China 45902, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Air China Freight 1031 heavy, taxi to runway 35 left.
Line up and wait. Runway 35
Shanghai
right.
Air
Junior 2195.
93998, cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Cross runway 34 left. Yangtze River
China
7565.
Eastern 5662, cleared to land, runway 34 left. Okay.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of taxiway Papa
China
6
Eastern
and Alpha, right, Tango 4,
9016,
Alpha.
taxi
China
to
Southern 462
terminal
heavy.
via Lima 22. China Southern 6510, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2.
Air China
Hainan 7726.
4592, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35 right. Air Junior 1175.
China Eastern 541 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo.
Shanghai departure on 12
China Eastern 5331 heavy, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Air Junyao 21905, contact departure. Air Junyao 1175, contact departure. J-Spring 6, pushback approved, facing east.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway
China
35
Eastern
right.
9016, taxi to terminal via Lima 22.
Taxi to terminal.
Airspring 8715, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Actually, no, you can go. Airspring 8715, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. China Southern 6510, contact departure.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1.
Shanghai
China
Air
Eastern 5691.
9081, pushback approved, facing south. Shanghai Air 9275 heavy, pushback approved, facing south.
Line up and wait. Runway 35 right. China Southern 6510.
Air China 45902, contact departure. China Eastern 5326, cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Line up and wait.
Shanghai Air
runway 35 right.
90120, cleared to land, runway 34 left. China Eastern 5331 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Taxi to runway
China
35
Eastern
left.
5041
Air
heavy,
1031
line up and wait, runway 35 right.
Clear to land. Runway 34 right. Shanghai Air 93908.
J-Spring 6, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4.
Clear to land. Runway 34
China
left.
Southern
China
462
Eastern
heavy,
5662.
taxi to terminal via Papa 6.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35 right. China Southern 6510.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 35 right. Air China 45902.
Shanghai Air 93908, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4.
Taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo. China Eastern 541
China
heavy.
Eastern 5041 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. China Southern 462 heavy, cross runway 35 right. Airspring 8715, contact departure.
Line up and wait. Runway 35
Eva
right.
502,
China Eastern
cleared to
5331
land,
heavy.
runway 34 right.
Shanghai departure on 124.05. Air Junyao 21905.
Sichuan 8971, cleared to land, runway 34 left.
Shanghai departure on 124.05. Air
China
Junyao
Eastern
1175.
5331 heavy,
Good day.
contact departure. China Eastern 5691, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Air China Freight 1031 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left. China Southern 462 heavy, cross runway 35 left. China Eastern 5662, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. Shanghai Air 9081, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Alpha.
Pushback approved facing east.
Shanghai Air 90275 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right. Korean Air 8902, pushback approved, facing south. China Eastern 5326, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 5041 heavy, contact departure. China Eastern 56901, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Taxi to terminal via Lima 22. China Eastern 9016.
And what have we got here? Shanghai Air 90345, pushback approved, facing south.
Line up and wait, runway 35 right, Airspring 8715.
Shanghai Air 93908, cross runway 34 left.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
This is quite
Airspring
enjoyable.
8715.
Everything seems to be just flowing. I love it.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
China Eastern
541
541 heavy,
Good day.
line up and wait, runway 35 right. Hainan 7726, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Nice.
Pushback approved facing south. Shanghai Air 9081.
Pushback approved facing south.
China Eastern
Shanghai
5642,
9275
cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Shanghai departure on 124.05, Air China 45902. Good day.
China Eastern 6582, cleared to land, runway 34 left.
Clear to land.
Shanghai
Runway
Air
34 right.
90305
China Eastern
heavy,
5326.
pushback approved, facing south. Korean Air 892, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Shanghai Air 93908, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. How have you pushed back? That's weird. Shanghai Air 90345, taxi to runway 35 right.
Cleared to land, runway 34 left, Shanghai Air 9120.
Shanghai Air 9120, taxi to the intersection of Lima 04 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Negative.
Cleared for takeoff.
Is that
Runway
not Lima
35
4?
right. China Eastern
Lima
5331 heavy.
Shanghai Air 9120, taxi to the intersection of Lima 02 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Negative.
Line up and wait, runway 35 right. China Eastern 5041 heavy.
I just need to check that. Don't tell me that's Lima 03, just in that middle. No, not even. That would be called Whiskey 1. Wow. Wow. Okay. Shanghai Air 90120, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Foxtrot Tango 4. That's what we'll do. Okay. Shanghai Air 90120, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Foxtrot Tango 4. Okay.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Alpha and Tango 4 via Tango 4.
Hainan 7726,
Eastring
contact
6.
departure. Shanghai Air 9081, cleared for immediate takeoff, runway 35 right. China Eastern 56901, contact departure. Air China Freight 1031 heavy, contact departure. Okay.
Taxi to terminal.
Shanghai
Papa
Air
6.
90305 heavy, pushback approved, facing south. Shanghai Air 801, pushback approved, facing south. Airspring 8521, pushback approved, facing south. Vlastar 462, pushback approved, facing north. China Eastern 225, pushback approved, facing south. J-Spring 6, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. Eva 502, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Echo and Romeo 4, Shanghai Airliner 3908.
Sichuan 8971, taxi to terminal.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right, China Eastern 5041
China
heavy.
Eastern 541 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Cross-Runway 35 right.
Shanghai
China
Air
462
Niner
heavy.
275 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. China Eastern 5326, cross runway 34 left.
Shanghai departure on 124.05, Airspring A715.
Korean Air
Good day.
892, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. Shanghai Air 9275 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Shanghai
Eva
Air
502.
801, pushback approved, facing south.
Oi. Cleared to land, runway 34 left.
Shanghai Air
Sichuan 89
Niner 460, cleared to land, runway 34 right. Shanghai Air 9081, contact departure. China Eastern 5390, cleared to land, runway 34 left. Eva 502, cross runway 34 left.
Shanghai departure on
Korean Air
124.05.
881
China
heavy,
Eastern
cleared to land,
5331
runway
heavy.
34
Good
right.
day.
Korean Air 881 heavy, cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Line up and wait. Runway 35
Hainan
right.
7721 heavy, cleared to land, runway 34 left. It's a lot.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 left.
China Eastern
Air China Freight
5642,
1031 heavy.
taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 5326, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. Shanghai Air 9305 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right. J-Spring 6, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 9345, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 90120, taxi to terminal. China Eastern 6582, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. Shanghai Air 801, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Tango 2 Alpha. Airspring 8521, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Tango 2 2 2 2 2 2. Airspring 8521, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Tango 2 Alpha. Eva 502, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Lima 11.
Cross runway 35 left. China Southern 462 heavy.
Taxi to terminal via Lima 22. China Eastern 5662.
Taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Alpha. Shanghai Air 9081.
Pushback approved.
Alright, let's try that
south.
again.
Korean Air 8902.
Eva 502, taxi to the intersection of Echo 7 and Echo.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Echo and
Vlasta
Romeo 4,
462,
China Eastern 5326.
taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Lima 08, Tango 4. J-Spring 6, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 90345, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 90305 Heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. China Eastern 5186, cleared to land, runway 34 left. Shanghai Air 90460, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 5390, taxi to ramp via Lima 22. Airspring 7421, pushback approved, facing west. China Eastern 225, pushback approved, facing south. China Eastern 5505, pushback approved, facing south.
Shanghai departure on 124.05, China Eastern 5041 Heavy. Good day.
J Spring 6, contact departure.
Cleared for takeoff.
China Eastern 5442, cleared to land, runway 34 left. China Eastern 5642, cross runway 34 left. What?
Pushback approved facing south. Shanghai Air 90345.
Where are you going? No, not happening.
Cross runway 34 left. Shanghai Air 90398.
Shanghai Air 90460, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 3.
Line up and wait. Runway 35 right.
Korean
China Eastern
Air
541
881 Heavy, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. You're going to come down that way.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway
China
35
Southern
right.
8309, pushback approved, facing east.
Clear to land, runway 34 right, China Eastern 5642.
Shanghai Air 801, line up and wait, runway 35 right. Korean Air 8902, line up and wait, runway 35 right.
Clear to land, runway 34 left, China
Eastern 5642, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Alpha
Shanghai
and Tango
Air
4
90305 Heavy, contact
Korean Air
departure.
892.
Shanghai Air 90345, contact departure. Who are you?
Taxi to terminal via Lima 22.
Shaman
Shanghai
Air 8551, cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Taxi to runway 35 right.
Shanghai Air
90460,
90460, cross runway 34 left. Korean Air 881 Heavy, cross runway 34 left. EVA 502, taxi to terminal.
Negative, intersection not found.
China
Shanghai
Eastern
Air
225, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha.
Negative, intersection not found.
China
Shanghai
Eastern
Air
5505, follow company. Shanghai Air 855 Heavy, pushback approved, facing south. Shanghai Air 885 Heavy, pushback approved, facing south. Korean Air 892, cleared for immediate takeoff, runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 801, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Taxi and hold at the intersection
Airspring,
of Taxiway Whiskey 1 and Tango 4.
7421, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
Hainan 7721 Heavy, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Echo 5.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. Runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 90081.
Shanghai Air 90460, taxi to terminal. China Southern 8757, pushback approved, facing west. China Eastern 5129, pushback approved, facing south. China Eastern 5043, pushback approved, facing south. Oh,
Shanghai
Speedbird.
departure on 124.05.
Speedbird 169er, heavy, cleared to land, runway 34 right. Korean Air 881 heavy, cross runway 34 left.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
China
Air
Eastern
China Freight 1031 heavy. Good day.
5129er, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Shanghai Air
Airspring
90305
8521,
heavy.
cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Korean Air 8902, contact departure. Shanghai Air 801, contact departure. China Southern 8309er, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4 via Lima 08 Tango 4.
Pushback approved facing south. Airspring 8521.
Korean Air 881 heavy, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Shanghai Air 885 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo. China Eastern 225. No. Okay, so Speedbird's done.
Facing north.
China Eastern 5424, cleared to land, runway 34 left.
Taxi to runway 35 right at departure.
China Eastern 5332, cleared to land, runway 34 right.
Taxi and hold
China
the
Southern
intersection of Taxiway Echo
3823,
and Romeo
cleared to
4,
land,
over
runway
502.
34 left.
Taxi to terminal. Sichuan 8971.
Shaman Air 8551, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. Thank you.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway
China
35
Eastern
right.
5442,
China Eastern
taxi
541
to the
heavy.
intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Eastern 551. China Eastern 5129er, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha.
Negative. Need correct
China
runway.
Eastern
Shanghai
5043, follow
9275
company.
heavy.
Airspring 8521, contact departure. China Eastern 225, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Airspring 7421, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Speedbird 169er heavy, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. Hainan 7721 heavy, taxi to terminal. Air Junyao 1359er, pushback approved, facing north. China Eastern 567 heavy, pushback approved, facing south.
Cross runway
China
34
Eastern
left. China Eastern
213 heavy,
5326.
pushback approved, facing south.
Taxi to runway 35 right.
That's so not
Part
cool.
2. Korean Air 8902.
Cleared for takeoff.
Airspring's taking
Runway
off,
35
you're
right.
taking off.
Shanghai
Oi.
9275 heavy.
Airspring 8521, contact departure. China Eastern 2402, cleared to land, runway 34 right. China Eastern 5442, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Southern 8757, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Bravo.
Pushback approved facing south. Shanghai Air 80.
Shaman Air 8551, cross runway 34 left.
Clear to land. Runway 34 right.
China
Shanghai
Eastern
9460.
5424, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Eastern 5642, taxi to the intersection of Lima 04 and Papa 4.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
China Eastern 5505, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right. China Eastern 225, contact departure. Done. Whoa.
Cleared to land.
Jewel.
Runway 34 left.
China Eastern 592 heavy, cleared to land runway 34 left. Korean Air 2071, cleared to land runway 34 right. Speedbird 169 heavy, cross runway 34 left. Shaman Air 8551, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. Shaman Air 8551, taxi to terminal via Lima 22. China Eastern 5129 are cleared for takeoff runway 35 right.
Cross runway 34 left.
Shanghai Air 8552 heavy, cleared for takeoff runway 35 right. China Eastern 225, contact departure. Airspring 7421, contact departure.
Negative. Unknown command. Korean Air 881 heavy.
If you are enjoying today's episode, do tap that like button to show your support for the channel. It doesn't cost anything and does help support
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Echo and
the
Romeo
channel.
4. China Eastern 5642.
China Eastern 567 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo. Beautiful.
Taxi to terminal via Lima
China
22,
Eastern 213
China
heavy,
Eastern
follow company.
5326.
Taxi to runway 35 right. Shanghai Air 9305
How are you going
heavy.
to do that? I don't know how
Line
you're
up
going
and
to
wait.
do that.
Runway 35 right. G-spring 6.
China Eastern 213 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo.
Line up and wait.
Shaman
Runway 35
Air
right.
8551,
345.
taxi to terminal via Lima 22.
Taxi to terminal. Shanghai Airliner 120. Taxi to terminal via
China
Lima
Eastern
22.
5332,
China Eastern
taxi to the
6582.
intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 2402, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. Speedbird 169 heavy, cross runway 34 left. China Eastern 5505, contact departure. Air Junyao 1359, taxi to the intersection of Alpha and Tango 4. China Eastern 5642, taxi to ramp. Korean Air 881 heavy, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to runway 35 right. At
China
Bravo
Eastern
1,
5642, taxi to ramp.
Shanghai Air 801.
Thank you.
Negative. I'm on the ground. Airspring 8521. Taxi to runway 35
China
right.
Eastern
at Bravo 1,
5043,
via Tango
cleared
2,
for takeoff
Alpha.
runway 35
Airspring
right.
8521.
China Southern 8757, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. China Eastern 5129, contact departure. Hey, we missed one.
Negative.
China Eastern
Intersection not
592
found.
heavy,
Beaver 502.
contact departure. China Eastern 5186 heavy, cleared to land, runway 34 left. China Eastern 5332, cross runway 34 left. Speedbird 169 heavy, taxi to terminal. China Southern 3823, taxi to the intersection of Lima. Actually, no. China Southern 3823, taxi to the intersection of Echo 7 and Echo.
Shanghai departure on 124.05, China Eastern 541 heavy. Good day.
Shanghai Air 885 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Fluster 462, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2. Shanghai Air 885 heavy, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right. Air China 8540, cleared to land, runway 34 right. China Eastern 726, cleared to land, runway 34 left. Korean Air 2071, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 5332, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. China Eastern 5442, taxi to terminal.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
China Eastern 523 heavy, pushback approved, facing south.
Taxi and hold at the intersection
China
of
Eastern
Taxiway Echo 7
6343, pushback approved, facing north. China Eastern 6343, pushback approved, facing north. China Eastern 5465, pushback approved, facing north.
Taxi and hold at the intersection
China
of
Eastern
Taxiway Alpha
5186
and Tango 4,
heavy, taxi to the
08,
intersection
Tango
of Whiskey
4,
1 and
Fluster
Tango 4
462.
via Tango 4. Airspring 6571, pushback approved, facing north. Bohemia 235, pushback approved, facing north.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right, G-Spring 6.
China Southern 8757, contact departure. China Eastern 5043, contact departure.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right, Shanghai Airliner
China
345.
Eastern 6358, cleared to land, runway 34 left.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right, Shanghai Airliner 305 heavy.
Taxi and
China
hold at the
Eastern
intersection of
5424,
Taxiway
taxi
Echo
to
and
terminal.
Shanghai 9460.
Fluster 462, cleared for takeoff, runway 35 right.
Taxi to
China
runway,
Eastern
via
567
Lima 22.
heavy, cleared for
China
takeoff,
Eastern
runway 35 right.
5390.
Shanghai Air 885 heavy, contact departure. China Eastern 2402, cross runway 34 left.
Pushback approved facing west. Airspring 7421.
You're going up there.
Pushback approved facing south. China Eastern 225.
Where are you going?
Pushback approved facing south. China Eastern 5505.
China Southern 8309er, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha.
Shanghai departure on 124.05.
China
Spring
Eastern
6.
5332, taxi to terminal. China Eastern 523 heavy, taxi to runway 35 right via Bravo.
Clear to land.
China Eastern
runway 34
247
left.
heavy, pushback
China Eastern
approved, facing south.
5442.
China Eastern 6343, taxi to runway 35 right at Papa 2 via Alpha. Next.
Cross-Runway 34 left, China Eastern 5642.
Lianheng 2918. Clear to land, runway 34 left.
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway
China
and
Eastern
Romeo 3,
2402,
Shanghai
taxi to the
9460.
intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Korean Air 2071, cross runway 34 left. Air China 8540, taxi to the intersection of Echo and Romeo 4. China Eastern 726, taxi to the intersection of Whiskey 1 and Tango 4 via Tango 4. Airspring 6571, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Bravo. Bohemia 235, taxi to runway 35 right at Bravo 1 via Bravo. What was that?
Taxi and hold at the intersection of Taxiway Echo and Romeo 4, Korean Air 881 Heavy.
Well, there we have it. That was quite a busy intro to Shanghai. I do hope that you have enjoyed today's episode. I am calling it there just because I've got quite a sore, scratchy throat at the moment, so I don't think I'll go on for another hour or so. But yeah, I do hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, do tap that like button. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe so that you do get notified of when new content does come out. It is free, doesn't cost you anything. And as always, I am Gilby in our game, and I will catch you in the next one.